Welcome. Take a moment to settle in. This is a space for calm thinking, quiet learning, and timeless ideas. You don't need to rush. You don't need to know everything already. Just listen and let the story unfold. We are told we live in a democracy. We are told our voice matters. Every few years we vote. We choose leaders. We believe power belongs to the people. But here is a question we rarely stop to ask. Has power ever truly belonged to everyone? To understand that, we need to go back, not to modern politics, but to the very beginning of democracy itself. The word democracy comes from two Greek words, demos, meaning people, and kratos, meaning power, power of the people. Its story begins in ancient Athens, around 2,500 years ago. This is where democracy was first practiced, but it looked very different from what we imagine today. There were no elections like ours, no political parties, no representatives speaking on behalf of millions. Instead, citizens gathered in open spaces, they debated laws, they voted directly on decisions. On the surface, it sounds ideal, but there is something important we often forget. In ancient Athens, not everyone was a citizen. Only free adult men born in Athens were allowed to participate. That meant women had no political voice, slaves had no rights at all. Foreigners, even if they lived there for decades, were excluded. In fact, most people living in Athens had zero power. Democracy existed, but only for a small group. So from the very beginning, democracy was not about everyone. It was about who was allowed to belong. This pattern repeats throughout history. Whenever democracy appeared, it came with boundaries. Someone was always inside the system, and someone was always left out. The idea of equality sounded beautiful, but in reality, power remained selective. This raises an uncomfortable thought. If democracy begins by excluding people, is it really about equality or just organized control? After ancient Greece, democracy didn't spread, it disappeared. For centuries, most of the world was ruled by kings, empires, religious authorities, absolute rulers. Power was inherited, not chosen. Questioning authority was dangerous. Obedience was expected. For a long time, people didn't even imagine having a voice. Democracy as an idea was quiet, almost forgotten. Then something changed. Over time, revolutions happened. People challenged kings, new systems were born, democracy returned, but not in its original form. Instead of direct participation, we got representative democracy. We no longer rule directly. We choose people who rule for us. This solved one problem, scale, but it created another. If we don't hold power ourselves, how much power do we really have? Today, democracy feels familiar. We vote, we follow campaigns, we debate online. It feels active, it feels fair. But look closer. Decisions are shaped by money, by media, by institutions that never face elections. Public opinion is influenced long before a vote is cast. So the question becomes, is voting the same as having power, or is it simply permission to choose between limited options? Modern democracy gives us participation, but not always control. We can speak, but not all voices are amplified equally. We can vote, but not all interests are represented equally. Power today is not held by one person or one group. It is spread across systems, governments, corporations, media, information. Democracy didn't remove power structures, it rearranged them. So, who really gets power in a democracy? Not just voters, not just leaders. Power belongs to those who shape decisions before they reach the public, those who control resources, those who influence narratives, those who understand the system deeply. Democracy gives people a voice, but power listens selectively. Democracy is not a lie, but it is not a guarantee either. It is not a destination. It is an ongoing experiment, an idea humans keep refining, challenging, and questioning. Perhaps the real strength of democracy is not that it gives us power, but that it gives us the right to keep asking who holds it and whether it should change.